They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the biggest nightmare you've ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Hello, here we are. Another episode of Girls Gore and Gin. Sorry about the intro there. I'm by myself today, so it always takes me forever to find the stupid intro music. But, you know, here I am. Here we are. Another evening. And yeah, it's probably going to be a short episode, you guys, because Miguel's not here. I normally have somebody, like I always say, I normally have somebody to bounce things off of. I do not in this case. Poor Miguel cannot make it this evening. He's got some stuff going on. Yeah, some stuff. But anyway, hello, hi, how is everyone? I hope you guys are doing well this evening. Tonight I'm talking about the 13 bloodlines that supposedly run the entire globe. I'm going to just basically kind of just talk about who they are and just a little rundown of all 13 of them. But before I get into that, I do actually want to give you guys a UC Davis follow-up. It was last week that we talked about the stabbings that happened in UC Davis in Yolo County. Unfortunately, 2 dead, 1 still critically injured. I haven't really heard anything much further about the older woman who was stabbed, Kimberly Guillory. She was the one that survived the stabbing. So hopefully she's doing well. I don't, I haven't heard anything so far from her. But Carlos Dominguez was the suspect. It's known a little bit about him. Supposedly, he's from El Salvador. He entered the U.S. in April of 2009. He doesn't have a criminal record. He doesn't have really anything going on with him as far as we knew. He had a blog, I guess, that he wrote in, talking about how much, he wanted to make a difference and all these things. It's just so crazy. One thing I found out about him was that he played football, and that, as you guys know, would, just set off alarm bells in my head, because when I hear that they played football and then eventually became a killer, killing people, to me, that just confirms everything that I've been saying for years and all the studies that have been done for years about how head injuries could lead to violent situations. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought you guys might want to know that. He pled not guilty, and they're actually seeking the death penalty for this guy. So, no bail posted. They're looking at the death penalty. And that's just fucking crazy. So far, that's all we know about that. I just wanted to give you guys some kind of little update on what was going on with the UC Davis guy. So I can knock that. Oh, my pen's not working. I can knock that off the list for now. And then if we get any more updates on that, I can let you guys know. All right, so 13 bloodlines. Let's just get into who they are. So real quick, just kind of a rundown on what we've heard about these 13 families is that they are gunning for a new world order. They don't want a real government, they would just want them to be the government and they take over the entire world, Evil, evil, evil. They supposedly deal in blood magic, which we all know deals with, satanic rituals and blood sacrifices and all these things that are supposedly, done in the Illuminati, the secret societies of the world. Real quick, if you guys want to comment, definitely do so. Chime in. It's just me, so you're just talking to me. Normally Miguel would go through and filter out comments and he would read them out for me and we would just kind of, sometimes go off on a tangent with the comments and everything. So yeah, definitely do that. Please like and share. Even though it's a short episode, it will help us boost our views and our reach and stuff. Richard, hello, how are you? Yeah, Miguel freaking took the night off, of course. Slacking as usual. Slacking. Ooh, whoops. I'm slacking. I'm smacking this freaking mic around. Whoops. But yeah, okay, so I guess we'll get into the first family, the Astor family. They were supposedly, well, I guess we could trace them back to about 1620s, the Protestant era, where the Protestants fled Chiavenna, which is in Italy. This family in particular fled. They, of course, had many jobs throughout their line, but they ended up really changing the game in their family with real estate in New York. They changed their name, even as most families, most immigrant families did. They would change their name. These guys changed their name to Waldorf/Astoria. This is, these are all families, by the way. So they probably took a name from here, That happens usually when people get married. But yeah, so they are known for huge investments across England and the US. They put their money here, they put their money there, they're dabbling in money everywhere. And that is a huge theme throughout all of these families, is money and power and political influence, which you need the prior to have the latter. Yeah, go figure. So yeah, the Astor family, they dabble in real estate and a lot of other investments. The Bundy family, you might think that sounds familiar. Yes, Ted Bundy. His family, not him, but his family has ties to really prominent families. The Bundy connection is linked to the Kennedy and Onassis families. So McGeorge Bundy basically advised his way to the top. Possibly Al Bundy. We don't know. We don't know if they're related. They were both, could have been middle-aged men in the 80s, right? McGeorge Bundy advised his way basically to the top. He escalated the Vietnam War. William Bundy was intel was an intellectual expert for the CIA. And this family has ties to the Republican Party, and with ties to power comes ties to money and influence and, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the Bundy family. The Collins family. So they pretty much stay out of the public eye as far as we know. It's supposed that they are actually more powerful than the Rothschild family, which I will get into, but they are the most wealthy American family in the history of the United States, or I would assume any country, really. The Collins are supposed to, they are supposedly using blood magic and child sacrifice to keep their status as well as their cover. If you use magic, you can hide easier, I guess. I don't know. It sounds like some Harry Potter shit. The cloak of invisibility. I don't know. That was dumb. Anyway, the other family, another family, the DuPont family, which you guys probably have heard of. The DuPonts are huge in petroleum. They make a lot of chemicals. They made weapons. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's see. They date back to Pierre Samuel DuPont de Nemours. It's very French. I don't know French. I don't know if I said his name correctly. I guess we'll find out. So Pierre, this traces back to, I think, about the 1700s, this family. I'm sure it goes back further, but that's what we know so far. Pierre Samuel's mother was a medium, so she dealt in like magic and spirits and the other side and, the occult practices. Yes, they do make lighters or paint. They make all kinds of shit, all kinds of chemicals, and they have their little tentacles in all kinds of money everywhere. So DuPont, that's a very important family that you guys need to keep an eye on because they are more known because they own a lot of shit, but they're really loud about it, and they have money everywhere and money covering up things. And yeah, if you really want a super deep dive on the DuPont family, go to look at me promoting podcasts that will never watch us. The Dark History podcast. Bailey Sarian does an amazing job. Her and her team dive deep into the DuPont family. It's crazy. But yeah, they were friends with excuse me. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah. Pierre Samuel was a writer in France, and he actually kind of pushed and incited and really fought for the French Revolution to happen. Excuse me. And after that happened, they fled to the U.S. and they started making gunpowder, manufacturing all kinds of gunpowder. And they were friends with Thomas Jefferson. So, they've got a little hand in this, a little hand in that. They poisoned people throughout history. Like I said, Bailey Sarian does an episode on that. Look it up. Excuse me. It's on YouTube. The Freeman family, they're from England, and it's supposed that they were really big in the Skull and Bones offshoot of the Illuminati, supposedly. They have a lot of scientists and lawyers and businessmen in their family. And there's not a whole lot that I could really look up on this family. So side note, I looked up these families individually, and the main ones that popped up were the most popular. Obviously, the Kennedys, which I will get into in a second. You know, the DuPonts and Rothschild and Rockefeller, but really not a whole lot of other families could I find a lot of information on. So they're doing a really good job at keeping their names kind of under the radar, you know. All right. The Kennedys. We all know who the Kennedys are. There's the Kennedy curse that you guys might have heard about. All the Kennedy family members just fucking dropping off like flies, being assassinated, murdered, accidents happening, you know. They are of Irish origin. They were called the America's royal family, which is actually, you know, I think it was the first president that was really on TV that people would look up to because, you know, they could actually see him instead of listening to the radio. I think this had probably a lot to do with everything. It's just that, you know, he was on the radio, or excuse me, he was on TV for the first time, and people thought, ooh, handsome. Yeah, anyway. It's rumored that JFK had a lot of affairs with women in the Satanic Church, and that he was very close to Anton LaVey, which I'm not 100% sure on that, but, you know, rumors. Who knows? It said that he was involved in the Pilgrim Society, which is yet another offshoot of the Illuminati. Another branch, you would say. And of course, this whole family had a lot of influence in politics, you know. So yeah, there's the Kennedy family. There is the Lee family, who is the Lee family is very mysterious. Actually, there's not a whole lot of information about them except who had what son, and, you know, this person had this child, this person had this child, whatever, you know, like that one chapter in the fucking Lord of the Rings books, or The Hobbit, where they just list off, oh, they do it in the Bible too, where it's just this person begat this person and this person begat this person. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't want to spend half my life just finding out who the daddy is of this person. But yeah, they came from the Western Liang dynasty rule and the Tang dynasty back in the day. And they had a lot of associations with the Rockefeller family, supposedly. And they were an opium trade family. So I don't know if this is accurate, but basically they were the heroin trading, like, family of the world. I don't know if that's true now. Like I said, this family is shrouded in mystery. We don't really have a whole lot of information about this family. All right, moving on to the Onassis family, which they called the Greek shipping tycoon. They had the company Aristotle Socrates Onassis, founded by Olympic Airways. They had a lot of business dealings with huge oil tycoons, oil companies. They had gold processing plants. They had all kinds of investments in chemical companies, and they were known as the Golden Greeks. Ooh. So they have their hands in a lot of stuff as well. Jackie Onassis was married to Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. So, you know, there's ties there. One of the, you know, maybe next week when Miguel comes back, we can intertwine and maybe see how these families might be connected. But I'm just giving you guys basically the rundown of who these people are. Excuse me. Ooh, hold on, I'm going to do it again. All the people who like ASMR, that was for you. I hate it, if we're being real, but some people like it. All right, the Rockefeller family. Oh my. Oh my. You guys know this family. They were one of the hugest oil businesses. They still are. They have huge oil businesses, real estate. They dabbled in education. In the 1930s, they promoted Marxism and a one world government, basically communism. I don't know. I think they all run together. I think they basically want a dictatorship. Let's be real. That's what communism kind of dwindles down to, right? They just want one person to fucking own everything, or like a small little group, tiny little group of people to own everything. And that's basically kind of what this family's done. Rockefellers. Was it the Rockefellers that basically said, you know what? I actually want to look this up because I don't want to get this wrong. Basically, turning schools into just organizations where children can become factory workers. Was it the Rothschilds or the Rockefeller? I think it was the Rockefellers. Let's see. Let's look up education. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller. Yep. That's the one. He's the one. That's so funny when you type in his name or when you type in education Rockefeller. It says the first thing that pops up is the Britannica. John D. Rockefeller. And in it, right underneath, it says Monopoly. Wow. That's fucking crazy. Let's see. John D. Rockefeller says, I believe in the dignity of labor, whether with heed or hand, that the world owes no man a living, but that it owes every man opportunity to make a living. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. He doesn't... He wanted people to have to make a living so that he can be the one divvying out crumbs, right? In the turn of the century, John D. Rockefeller basically put in this statement. Let's see. Hold on. I'm on a tangent really quick because this is wild that he said this. We have not to raise up from among them authors, educators, poets, or men of letters. We shall not search for embryo great artists, painters, musicians, nor lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of whom we have ample supply. We will organize children and teach them to do in a perfect way the things their fathers and mothers are doing in an imperfect way. So basically, yeah, they just wanted little factory slaves. And yeah, that's basically how it's going. If you are in a group that owns everything, I'm sure it's great for the rest of us peasants. It's quite different. That is accurate. That is very true. Yeah, so this family, oh my God. They're the ones, hold on, let's see. Okay, no, the Rothschilds. I'll get to them in a second. Let's go to the Russell family. So they are the founder of the Skull and Bones, which is another branch of the Illuminati that I mentioned earlier. William Huntington Russell was the founder of that little group through Yale. So Yale has these little secret societies, these little secret, oh God, what are they called? Frats, basically, with these little clubs that they, recruit like very particular people in these little groups. And then they move on to be involved in Republican politics. So yeah, the Russell family has huge influence in politics. Tons of money, tons of influence. All right. So the Van Duyn family were a group of Dutch nobles in association with Wicca. To be honest, this family didn't sound that evil to me. And it felt like a lot of Christian propaganda against this family. Like, it feels to me like a Christian who really hates witches like wrote about this family. It seems like they're just pissed off because they were giving money to Planned Parenthood. Like, they founded Planned Parenthood in New York. They wanted people to have pro-choice. They wanted people to be pro-choice. They wanted to do a lot of research with reproductive stuff. I mean, you could argue that maybe they did horrible things. I have to dive deeper into that. Because a lot of times when people have interest in playing God, it's nefarious reasons, but we'll see. I don't know. It just seems to me like people hate on the Dutch because they're like free. But yeah, I'll delve, I'll dive a little deeper into that eventually. All right, so the Reynolds family is another family of the 13 bloodlines. R.J. Reynolds owned a tobacco company, and it said that they are the wealthiest family, or they were in 1913 before the big war, and they created Camel cigarettes. They owned 121 buildings by that time. They were involved in a lot of different business dealings. It didn't go into specifics, but business dealings and philanthropy. And you know what? When I hear, my little spidey senses go off when I hear that people are going into philanthropy and business dealings. Because usually it's nefarious. Like, why are you, I don't know. It just seems like philanthropy is a business to a lot of people with money. And it's very scary because then it turns into things like Bill Gates. Oh yeah, philanthropist, I just want to help people. But behind closed doors and even Freudian slip in public, oh, I want to depopulate the earth or keep population control. So I don't know. It's just, I'm just saying, nefarious things. Sounds like a hair. I've been obsessed with that word lately because it just really actually amply describes a lot of the things that I've been seeing going on with our government and a lot of world leaders. Nefarious, evil, creepy, suspicious things going on. And I don't know. That word feels appropriate. So. All right, the last family, but certainly not the least, the Rothschilds. They have German origins, and whenever people hear German origins and people in power, they think, "Ooh, Nazis." I didn't say it, but maybe pick up a history book. This family has a banking dynasty. They are the richest family in the history of mankind. They have British and Austrian family members of nobility. They were involved in the Industrial Revolution, creating railways, and they financed the government, and they're power hungry. And supposedly they're a Satanist family dealing in the Illuminati and their evil practices. Whew, yeah. But the Rothschilds, holy shit. Man. The Rothschilds and the DuPonts and just so many of these families need their own episodes. Just their own specific episode because the history on these guys are like wild. Whew. But yeah. That's all I've got for now. We're gonna get into all of this stuff next week because like I said, I normally have somebody to bounce all of these things off of, but I just wanted to get all the basics down, and then next week we can delve into it a little deeper. As well as, excuse me, a little bit of Milwaukee crime. So yeah, next week we'll do a part 2 of the Bloodlines of the Illuminati, and then we'll get into Milwaukee crime, maybe a part 1, depending on what goes on the 25th, because Miguel will be in Texas for Texas Frightener weekend, which I'm jealous. I won't be able to make it, but you know, gotta hold down the fort here at home. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm not sure if Arizona will be on Tuesday, but I know for sure I will be back next week with part 2 of the, like I said, the 13 Bloodlines, and a part 1 of Milwaukee crime. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye, ghouls.